The dead has arisen, people are fighting temptation, and will they ever get that serum together? We are breaking it all down for you right here on AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days, starting now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to AfterBuzz TV's Dishin Days, where we serve up a full dish of NBC's #1 hit soap opera, Days of Our Lives. I'm your host, Tony Moore, and whoo, the gaggle of gals in here. Starting to my far left.
Not wearing skin-tight Wranglers. Apologies to everybody. Michael Mattos. It's 95 degrees. It's too hot to be wearing anything skin-tight, but yeah, I'm
Apologies to everyone or one in particular?
Well, I think, no, everyone. You know. I mean, yeah.
Oh, sipping tea. Sipping that tea.
Keep slurping, Tony.
Sipping. We never
me.
slurp. Sipping.
Oh, slipping. Keep slipping.
And of course we have...
Slurping's what he does at Mickey's.
I'm Chelsea Overocker.
I love how she presents herself. Presenting Chelsea Overocker.
Thank you.
And of course we have...
Hi everyone, it's Tammy.
All shy.
And y'all know that laugh. We also have in the building today, just doing all the soul signing. Okay, Jimmy.
I'm back, bitches. It's me, James Lott Jr.
Oh, we have a full deck of craziness happening today. And if you are tuning in live, thank you so much for tuning in. And make sure you comment below. We always like to hear your thoughts. If you haven't already, make sure you like us and follow us on all social media platforms. We are Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _Dishin Days on the Twitter.
The at is implied.
Yes, it is. And if you are listening to us on the podcast, make sure you give us 5 stars and leave a comment saying that you like it and love it and want more of it. Now listen.
The chocolate twin.
I gave you one line. Don't take them all.
You already got your reel done.
I need a new reel. 2020.
2020.
And of course, we had a fantastic week. The three of us, Tammy Govea, James Lott Jr., and myself, all interviewed the iconic Eileen Davidson was sitting right here in our studio. And in case you missed it, here's a sneak peek of what our interview entailed. Like, how
I gotta say, it was the funniest thing. It would take a lot more time to be Kristen than it ever did Susan.
How funny.
I would pop in brown lenses, the teeth, the wig, and my husband doesn't like that very much.
I'm sure he's like, attractive.
Well, for more of that interview, ladies and gentlemen, make sure you go over to AfterBuzz TV's dramas, search for Eileen Davidson, and join in the fun. That was a fun interview.
It was an amazing
this
interview.
week.
She's so phenomenal.
A personable and personal,
funny,
just like a down-to-earth person. And I love her husband. And for me, Vince and Patton was Rock and Roll High School. He was a little older. Rock and Roll High School.
Bionic Boy.
And all that stuff. So I remember him from that stuff, and his dad, of course, was 8 is Enough.
Yes.
So it was kind of good to meet them both. They were just a great couple.
And she was like, she came in and we chatted a lot before we even started the interview. So I think we needed that because our nerves kind of calmed down. So.
And she had the whole road rage thing.
Oh, yes.
PCH. Little inside thing for us. PCH.
So make sure you guys check out that interview. Also, hop over to iTalk or Popcorn Talk on the YouTubes and check out Vince Van Patten and Eileen Davidson's interview on Vince's new film, 7 Days to Vegas. This wild bet is thoroughly entertaining and
comes out September 20th.
Yes, and it's pre-order on iTunes now.
Yes.
And it's Frank Moran from GH Report.
Yes,
who did the interview.
So support. Speaking of GH Report, if you are a lover of other soap operas, make sure you tune in to the other recap shows. We have Restless Rap for Young and the Restless. We had the Bold Breakdown.
Yes.
Matthew
Right
Atkinson.
before.
Special
Our man.
Yes.
Woo!
So make sure you
Watch
tune
it.
into that. And after this, we also have the GH Report.
4 years.
Yes.
For your
Happy
anniversary,
James.
And you guys asked that. I'm coming back for that one. So you asked that. It's also Carla's birthday. So we're going to celebrate.
Carla Renata.
Oh,
Happy birthday, Carla
Yeah,
Renata.
so we're going to celebrate too. But 4 years on the air because of Tony Moore.
Who?
Tony Moore.
Me?
He started Dishin Days, and then I was able to start GH Report and all the others. So that's because of you I started. So.
Well, there's always a trendsetter.
Okay, now we're done.
Transgender? Trendsetter, sorry.
Trendsetter.
I misheard. I apologize.
Sorry, not sorry.
I love it.
Well, speaking of
Yes,
our
I
little
love
Dishin
it.
Days show, what did we think of this week's episodes of Days?
I couldn't keep up. It was so much going on.
A lot.
It was great.
Yeah, a lot was
good.
impact in just 1 week. So it was good. The promo looks good for next week and the lead into it. But Friday episode was good. What is Miss Vivian up to?
Ooh.
Let's call Matthew J. Freeman and ask him
I
what
know.
he thinks about Vivian.
Yeah, I know.
Who should we call?
Oh, you mean?
Did I say Matthew?
said
Mark J. Freeman.
Who's on your mind?
Mark J. Freeman.
Who's on your mind?
I don't know.
Oh, that's so funny, Matt. Oh, yeah. Okay.
Yeah. What did you think of this week?
I loved it. I
Yeah?
loved it. You know, I love Robin Strasser. She's a lot of fun as Vivian. I'm loving Gabby and Stefan, and I've never seen Kate like that before, and it was disturbing to see her all dirt and her nails weren't perfect, but
Only Kate could claw her way.
right?
Yeah.
It's
It's
such an
those
iconic
nails.
moment.
Like,
Right.
Such an iconic moment forever.
It was.
So yeah, I loved it.
James, what'd you think?
I bring the Shady Sunday to the soap block, so I'm going to bring it because, I don't care.
We love it. Go ahead.
Just a tidbit, though. We're
I
going
know,
to dive deeper into it.
But did you guys? I'm saying overall, I thought it was a good week.
Yes.
I loved it. It's been on fire for the last few weeks. It's been really on fire. So a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
But you have some comments on some people's portrayals of some characters.
Oh, here we go. I thought this week was good.
Okay.
It felt like an info week for me.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? Like things are happening, but it's just kind of like, okay, all right, taking it in, got it. Okay, back in Salem, got it. It's like info week.
Okay.
And well, I take it back. There were some kind of like, what's really about to happen moments. Yeah. So let's talk about it.
Let's do it.
It's now time to start
Dishin
Days.
Ta-da!
Okay.
Ta-da!
Just had to be the last one.
It's just ta-da, word. It's ta-da.
You know, James is always interesting.
We're on something today.
I don't do. It's
You
hot.
know what I
It is
think
hot, yeah.
You know what I think it is? I think it's September 13th. We
The
have
full
Friday the
moon. We have the
13th. We have the
full
full moon, and I think it's just carrying over into the week because I'm just kind of ready to be like.
It's the heat too, though.
And that's
Yeah.
I'm wearing my
So-
cross today.
Okay.
Jesus, take the wheel.
Take the
Yes,
wheel.
take
Take the
the
wheel.
It also, this around the booth, it also might be that fresh paint in that studio.
Maybe
Oh,
that's
it could be.
We have
We're
some
inhaling fumes.
redecorated studio that looks
I
absolutely
wonder who did it.
beautiful.
I wonder who did this work.
And by it looking beautiful makes us look beautiful.
I hope.
Yes.
The
I hope
lighting's
some-
amazing in here.
I hope someone grabs a gif of how my face just went when.
Capture that.
I adore Ryan so much.
Oh, Ryan's a bomb. We love Ryan.
Ryan's
Speaking of
awesome.
Ryan, our new studio looks amazing because
Yes.
it's all due to the hands of Ryan in our booth. Shout
We
out
love
to
your hands, Ryan.
And
Yes.
Vito.
And Vito.
Thank
I
you.
love
And
Steve
Vito.
Vito.
I
And,
love
and
Vito.
really the whole
Everybody
staff.
here.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you,
Yes,
Ryan.
but yes,
Shout out to the
Keeping
staff.
it pretty.
I
Thank you
would,
very
you know
much.
what? You know what we should start doing, and we're gonna get into days right after this.
Eventually.
I really-
At 3:50.
I really feel like there was a camera when Ryan walked in, like buck chest, like, what do you guys think of the new studio?
I know.
And I was like,
Oh, Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
So
Oh,
adorable.
Ryan.
Oh, Ryan.
All right, so
Definitely looks better than Sarah's bedroom.
Oh, God. I know.
y'all are a mess. Speaking of Sarah, let's get into that whole storyline. Eric, Nicole, Sarah, and Holly, and all the others that are involved. Okay, first of all, the reveal. Nicole is alive. Lil Holly is alive. Eric is there to save. This, okay, so it clicked to me right then because I said, as much as I was rooting for Sarah and Eric, I felt like it was happening so fast.
Yeah.
And now I understand why, because now, here come the real Nicole, right? And little Miss Holly, who was looking real grown. And now it's like, everybody want to pick up where they left off. And this week I was like rude because, like, how you just gonna dump Sarah like that?
Yeah.
I
Am I
know.
the only
Eric,
one
he
that's
did
like
the same
that?
thing to Jennifer. He just dumps people.
Eric is like, he's
That's
supposed
what
to be
he
this
does.
hero do-gooder character, but he treats these women awful. Like,
yeah.
like, as soon as he has an opportunity to, I guess it's Nicole, as soon as he has that opportunity to get back with Nicole.
Yes.
He just like, okay, you're done. We're done. Bye.
Yeah, that was disturbing because this whole summer he's just, you know, in love with Sarah.
And like fighting it.
Yes. And then finally when he has her, and then Nicole comes, he's like, Sarah, sorry, I hope you understand this isn't going to work. In just one scene.
And then they were being like lovey-dovey with each other right in front of Sarah. Like, you know, Sarah's down and they're just kicking her a couple times, you know?
But she...
and she's already
frustrating.
hormonal because she's pregnant.
Yeah.
Oh.
They don't know that, but yeah.
Added that to the mix.
Holy moly.
I was like... But this is where I cackled at. Did this happen this week or last week?
You cackled?
I did. Oh, this happened last week. She just hops up in the hospital and was like, I'm just going to take my own.
That was last week.
That was last week, yeah.
Yeah,
And I was
I'm
just
still not
like,
getting over that.
but I was also like, girl, you ain't got no office? Like, you just going to go into one of the examining rooms and just be like, do.
I give her props though because if it's me, I literally just say, okay, go gentle. 2 hours later, is the needle still in there? Is it, you know, so the fact that she's able to stick herself like that, well, Kayla did it.
She's a doctor.
I know.
She's got it down.
But we haven't heard of EPT?
Well, no, I guess I made a comment. I don't remember what I said last week. I say a lot of crap. But something about, like, she's a doctor. She knows she can't rely on an EPT.
Exactly.
She went straight for the blood test.
I mean, you do the EPT, but at the end of the day, you want blood work done just to make sure.
Okay, well,
she skipped the EPT and went straight for the...
Well,
makes sense.
Honey, she went and did it herself. And so, but I thought the cutest moment was Xander coming in and like tending to her
with
knees.
the rose and ginger ale.
And all of that.
And he cleaned out the wastebasket.
He did. He was nosy though. He was nosy. You know. He didn't have to pick up that paper. That paper was balled up in that trash receptacle for a reason.
And I'm like, my fear was like, you're gonna wake her up with the crinkle paper.
Right.
But
she was
out. She tired. She pregnant.
And the best scene with Xander was Maggie's like, well, what were you going to tell me? And Xander has the flash of, you told my mother I was pregnant? And slap. And then, oh my God.
He thinks of it like, okay, maybe that's not such a good idea.
Not a good idea.
You just see him where he's trying to be the good guy. He's like, okay, good guy mode. Oh, wait, maybe, no, can't do that.
Smart, too.
Yes.
Because he's absolutely right.
Yes.
I definitely think we're seeing a change in the character of Xander.
Totally.
And even when, because this week started off also, oh, wait.
That's further down.
Gotcha.
Yeah, we can talk about it.
No, we'll wait. But you know, you're starting to see a change in him, and I think he's really trying to make sure he's putting his best foot forward.
Question:
Answer.
Do we think he's going too far to the other side?
No.
I got that moment this week where I like Xander. Like
with
sensitive and nice, but with an edge, and
but
I felt like
always have that side, though.
With Sarah, I feel like he just went too far over. Like, I was like, oh, now he's kind of wussy.
No. She needs that attentiveness right now. She needs that.
I just don't want him
stroking.
to lose his edge completely.
He needs to be a Victor. When Maggie and Victor were getting together, and we were starting to see the softer side of Sears and Victor, like, you know, we were all here for it.
He's gonna have that edge.
Some of y'all caught that.
He's so protective over Sarah, and you kind of got a little bit of that when Nicole was kind of going, not after Sarah, but when there was some tension there. So he's gonna be a softie around Sarah, which we like, but when it comes to anyone, you know, not treating her well or it's not in her best interest, he's going to definitely have that edge.
And he was throwing jabs at Nicole when they were having that conversation. He was just like, right.
Messing with her.
Yeah.
I also want to give a shout out to Ari Zucker because coming from playing Krikol to now just being able to play
must be so
Nicole.
much easier, don't you think?
Yeah, but
not easier, but just like.
But it seems like such a flawless transition. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Because I feel like as an actress, you still are kind of like, you know, like, how do I play this? You know, but I can now just see she's just settled as Nicole.
But she knows Nicole.
Well,
so being able to slip back into that.
True. But I just think it's just a nod to what she did as Nicole as Kristen, which we all knew she was having fun with that, to now just simply playing Nicole.
Such a stark difference.
We mentioned last week when Nicole came out of that room last week and was playing against our in the scene with Eric, she was more vulnerable, more.
Just her body language.
Yeah, her body language, her
everything.
entire demeanor was completely different, and it was the same this week.
Just even with those scenes with her and Xander, when she was Kristen and Nicole, and then Xander and Nicole together, them two.
Yeah.
I just love that transition.
Yeah.
What's so funny,
But
Tony?
yeah, I know. I was like, that was kind of a
What are you
serious
laughing
moment.
at?
And then he's
Yeah, he's
laughing.
just laughing.
I'm sorry. I love our chat room.
Uh-oh.
That's all. I'm so sorry to ruin the Tinder moment. I was just scrolling up, and all I see is we will see Michael Mattos in tight wranglers
my
in the
God.
first week in October.
I know, now it's he's giving me till
2019.
October. I have till October, when it's going to be cooler out.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a patient man, if nothing else.
Wow.
Thank you for
Michael
being patient with me
Mattos.
today.
I love this.
Maybe we need to
it
spend some
just-
time in the gym before I do that, but we'll see. Go on a diet.
I love our chat room. Okay, I'm
Little cleanse.
I'm so sorry. I ruined such a moment.
Yeah, it was an all moment.
It's all good. It's all good.
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
Michael Mattos is a fan.
Um,
I want to see you in.
I mean, you know, it'll look good. It's fine. Just give me a little time.
maybe he'll get designer days.
Tammy's like, this week's designer days goes to.
Well, I don't know if we go that far.
Okay. So there were a lot of tender moments in the cabin before Eric and Nicole and Holly headed back to Salem. And the first stop was at Marlena's.
Why? Like, I didn't think. Okay. I don't remember Nicole and Marlena ever having that close of a relationship. I didn't think Marlena liked Nicole.
She didn't, but I think
it was Holly and Eric.
Yeah,
I think
it took her a long time, but she's made.
It was
peace
just
with the
confusing to me.
relationship.
I was like, they just needed to give her an episode, so there she was. I don't know. That's what I got from it. It just didn't seem natural to me. That was the first place they would go.
I was with you. Mm-hmm. And then I thought it's Eric checking in with his mom, and her being uber excited to see Holly.
And someone
I don't
needed
even
to
remember
take care
Marlena
of
and Holly.
Yeah,
so they could go to the police station.
Well, okay, no.
I don't know. It was just confusing to me.
Think back to when she was Krikol.
Mm-hmm.
Marlena was sent to talk to Nicole.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember the reason though.
Well, she wasn't. Nicole wasn't
Chloe wanted
acting
her.
right.
Yeah. Okay.
So she asked Marlena, "Can you go talk to her? Maybe
Laura
she'll-"
Riley. They needed a babysitter for Holly. LOL.
Yeah,
Bingo.
that's it.
Or
Yeah.
maybe that.
That's what I thought.
Okay, well fine.
They needed someone to
Logistically.
drop the kid off.
I was just like, it's taking them a long time to go see Maggie. We all know
Right,
Maggie is
like
the person
Maggie
that wants to
should
see
have,
Holly.
that should have been, for me, what would have been natural would be, like, go to the mansion and see Maggie first.
Yeah.
But
They're probably
whatever.
stalling
It's not how
time because Sarah was there.
That and she was figuring out the stuff with Xander and all that kind of stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening. But anyway, it was a warm welcome to seeing. Everybody was real excited to see Holly, but I felt like no one was like gave Nicole that moment. You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I mean?
It was just like, hey, girl.
Yeah, it was literally like that. Like, hello, she ain't died. Y'all thought she was dead, and she was being played by somebody else a couple of weeks ago, and now here she is, and nobody cares. It's like if I was Nicole, I'd be like, hello, it's me. Like, she's here, she's real. Okay, fine.
I understand.
I know, but that little girl, so
She's
cute.
a cutie.
She's
She
so
was
cute.
happier than what to be there. Every scene, she just had a big old smile on her face. Yeah.
Yes, she did.
She reminds me of a little Lauren Boyles.
Yeah.
Because she was something when she was on that show, and she started getting lines. She knew her lines and her mark. I was like, ain't nobody gonna tell her nothing.
On that note, her scenes with Sammy, Ali Sweeney.
Oh, but the bracelet.
Yes.
The best.
Anyway,
I was like, that's when we thought Sierra's gonna be the new Sammy.
Yeah,
Exactly.
But when they go to the police station, Nicole wasted no time going after Kristen. I was like, ooh, girl. But then John was there, and I was like, okay.
That was a little. That
makes
threw me
sense.
off too.
That makes sense.
That John was there.
Yeah, it was like, why would John? I guess just to warn her to stay away from Brady. But she was right. She's like, well, you wouldn't be worried if you wouldn't be here. So
Yeah.
that already gave Kristen some confidence.
And Kristen was almost like, listen, you can go in and put your statement in and say, yo, shoulda, coulda, woulda's already. I already done told them, and I already got immunity, so when am I getting out?
But John's face when Kristen said, you're gonna be, I might as well be calling you daddy very soon.
I know.
He was like not having it.
Oh, my
she
goodness.
poked him right where it hurt.
Side note, I also had this thought of, girl, what day is it? As opposed to when the anniversary party happened, because you still in this dress? Like no one else had that thought?
I don't think that much time has gone by. 2 days.
I would say 2 or 3 days, but still, like, same
Don't you get a
dress.
jumpsuit or something?
Yeah.
Well, she hasn't been in prison. She's been in like a holding cell or something,
But
right?
I mean, I guess it's part of just...
You don't get a
it's
jumpsuit?
It's a soap opera. We have to...
Sure.
Yeah, we just have to say, okay, there must have been a shower.
But y'all, okay, let me tell you the driver roll up the partition please moment. Was when she looked at Brady and was like, I'm gonna go back to my hotel room and I'm gonna take a long hot shower and I'm gonna slip into something more comfortable.
I liked her comfortable, like what she
And
slipped
then
into more
she'll be
comfortable,
ready.
just different dress.
She'll be ready to be plucked.
And I'll be ready. And I was just like,
I was like, she did say plucked,
Freshly
right?
plucked.
my pearls.
So she said, I'm on that king size bed. I'm gonna luxuriate. That's just what she said. I was like,
luxuriate.
girl, okay.
I said,
Get the lotion.
listen, I was like, you better get your man.
Okay.
And then Brady.
Brady.
Oh, Brady.
Exactly. My sentiments, exactly.
I'm like,
Knocking on the door.
I'm like, girl, don't act like you don't want to go knock on that door. Don't, and was fighting the temptations the whole time. Now let me
Not
tell
enough.
you, let me tell you another time. Okay, let me tell you
Okay.
another time where because I think this is now the second time where I've been kind of like, ooh. The first time was when Sierra and Ben were together, and she had did the arch of the back, and I was like, okay. Now this time is when Kristen opens the door. She has luxuriated. She in another red dress.
With that
Something more
slit.
comfortable.
Yeah.
Something more
Oh my
comfortable.
God, that slit in the dress.
And, you know,
is everything.
Yeah. And so they were like, back and forth and all that kind of stuff. And she hiked herself up on that desk. And she just kind of looked at him like, come get it.
Yeah.
And you
come hither.
and you could tell Brady did one of those like down up moments, and I was like, "What you looking at?" And then it was like boom, and I was like, "See, you can't fight temptation." I was like, I don't know what Kristen got that whip appeal that Babyface was talking about in the 90s. We never quite understood what it was, but now we do. Kristen's got that whip appeal.
Okay.
And she worked it on him. Look that song up.
And I think this was the first time that he actually confessed to we are soulmates.
Yeah.
When he said, I agree with everything you said, I thought, I think this is the first time he's really fessed up to everything.
And he yelled it too. He's like, all right, I do want you.
Yeah, and I was like, okay, a show of hands, you included, James Lott Jr. Kristen and Brady. Yay, hands up.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
I'm kind of going for it.
I'm for it.
Hands down. Nay.
Babyface.
I'm like,
What?
okay.
Was that Ryan saying that?
Yes.
It had like an echo to it. No.
I used to love the song.
Wait, when did this song come out?
Early 90s.
In the 90s.
Oh, okay.
This song goes out to Kristen and Brady.
I'm not even gonna ask how old you
Oh,
are.
were you born?
I was
You were
That
born?
whip appeal.
I was 1992.
Oh, you were born in 92.
Oh, you were a tiny tot for Christ, honey.
You were
when
born
this-
in 92?
Yes, I was.
She was born when Madonna's book came out.
That's right. I bought the book too when it came out. I was 23 years old.
Were you really?
Oh my
Nice.
God.
This is the song that should have been playing when she was hiked up on that desk.
Okay.
How's it go, Babyface? That's not right.
She's like, how's that go?
I cannot.
Such a great video.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
It's very 90.7 The Way.
Oh,
Okay.
the way. Oh my God. I remember that.
Yes.
Yes. Right.
Okay, so wait. So you and I are like undecided about
Yes.
this. Because I don't know how to feel about it either.
And here's why. There was that moment where she's pouring the champagne.
Mm-hmm.
Gives him the champagne. And I had forgotten he's an addict.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
right.
I'd forgotten that.
That's right.
And when he put it down, I'm thinking, oh my God, he can't drink
Yeah.
this. He shouldn't drink this.
Yeah.
She's not good for him.
So
Like, she would have let him drink that.
But I wonder if that's just like maybe because she said drink me.
Yeah.
Well, that was the second time. The first time she pours the champagne. She pours the champagne.
It's all gross.
Should we be offended? Pours the champagne. He doesn't drink it. And then the second time, she's all, drink me, drink me, drink me. And then that's when I realized, this isn't good. This isn't good.
Yeah,
She's going to end up destroying him.
I'm undecided. TBH.
That's a good point, Tammy. Now I'm kind of undecided with that. Well, because I don't want to go back to.
Me too.
But I'm just thinking, gosh, their scenes are so hot, That's why I'm like, yeah. But I just don't want them to drink.
I just think it's gonna go there eventually. So just do it. Just Brady and Kristen just go for it.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
All right.
And then he got his coffee.
Why are you reticent? Why are you like? Why do you hold him back?
I just think with everything that's happened, I see the temptation, I see the urge, and I see that his feelings for her has come back. But I think just where they are right now, I just don't think it's good because they need to rediscover themselves.
She's got some making up to do.
A lot. And it's not just about like how she said was I fixed everything. And it's like, but you made a mess of everything.
You made a mess of everything first, then you fixed it. Yeah.
Like,
it's not just that neat.
Kudos to you for,
But that's just part of Kristen's mentality. In her mind, she probably thinks she really did fix it.
Everything's black and white. Everything makes perfect sense to her.
That's part of why she's a psycho.
I don't know. I just really wish there was a strong woman who's like powerful and like, ambitious and not so evil for Brady.
Well, maybe
that's not Brady's type.
True. Like Kristen even went through like all of his history. Yeah.
You like bad
Teresa,
girls.
Eve. He likes bad girls.
Yeah.
He does.
Okay, fine. With the
except for Chloe. Chloe wasn't a bad girl.
No.
She wasn't a bad girl. She just
I loved Chloe.
But she was troubled. But she wasn't a bad girl.
Aren't we all troubled?
I'm a bad girl. So for me, I think that also the whole thing of someone saying they love you so much must be intoxicating for someone like Brady who's always feel like he's lacking. That somebody that somebody's like, I will treat you better than anybody else. I will give it to you, everything, all of me. That's attractive to some people.
Yeah.
I mean, I think for somebody somebody feels like they're lacking something. She's like, tell me, I know I'm bad, I know I'm this, I won't judge you, you can be whoever you are, with me, everything. That must be kind of attractive.
Yeah, because I feel like Brady kind of lacks confidence, and that's where Kristen makes up for it.
Yep.
Dylan Matthews actually said something really good. He said, isn't that showing that Kristen is like alcohol to an alcoholic? There will always be temptation.
Yeah. Well, he kind of said it too. It's like,
he said, you're like, he's holding the champagne, and he says to her, you're like this for me. It's an addiction.
Yeah.
And addictions will kill you.
Yeah. All right.
But she's hot.
She is.
She is hot. Give it to her. She's hot.
Speaking of killing.
Are we moving on?
No, I wanted to kill Sarah.
Why?
Why, Sarah?
Friday's flippin' episode the whole episode was her trying to tell Eric she was pregnant. It's like, will you just say it? You're making me crazy.
But it's so old, so classic tactic.
But man,
I know where it's going.
Painful.
I know exactly what's going to happen.
Exactly. Me too.
What do you think?
I have an idea too.
She's going to... I don't want to say.
Why?
Because it's probably what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Well, then don't say.
Is it that obvious?
Yeah, I think so.
I mean, it's obvious to me.
Me too.
We went through this last year with another character.
Yes.
It's not obvious to me because you know me.
Open arms and crap.
However, when she was like,
no mercy with this one.
When Sarah said, I'm trying to find the words, I was literally like, the words are, I'm pregnant.
Two
like,
words.
Those are the words. Like, you ain't got to sugarcoat it. You ain't got to say bun in the oven. You ain't got to say, like, I'm ovulating. You ain't got to say, like,
knocked up.
I was going to say knocked up, too.
Knocked up and single. How dainty.
Just say it, for God's sake. Oh my God.
You ain't got to say, I'm feeding for two. Like, I'm pregnant. And it's yours. Maury.
You are the father.
You are the father. Yes.
Like, where are those words? It's almost like she was trying to decide whether or not to. And I'm going to say this. I don't care what situation you're in. You should always tell the other person because it's not
it's not fair not to.
It's not fair, and I understand. This is gonna. But I understand like pro-choice and it's a woman's body and things like that. But I feel like in this decision making, there are two people, and you have to allow the other person to know what's happening before you just solely make a decision.
Well, as a person who went through it personally in real life and didn't finally have a child till later, I do understand that. I used to be told.
Yeah.
I found out later I lost years of one of my daughters. So I wish I had been told.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I know. And seriously, I didn't know what it feels like.
I think in this situation, it's Eric.
Yeah.
She should have said something.
Yeah.
It's
And
Eric.
we know it's a soap, y'all. We know it's a soap. I'm just saying.
It's a safe place.
Yeah.
It's not like she says something to him and he flies off the handle and it's an ugly scene. Yeah. That's not how it would have played out.
No.
So she just and
what did she do?
How's it again?
so annoying.
That was good. That was good, Tammy.
It wasn't my Sarah.
But see, here's the problem. Here's you guys.
Like you said, she's pregnant and hormonal. So.
But here's the big problem. Here's the big problem. Sarah and Eric should have never happened in the first place.
Why?
Because Eric was still mourning Nicole. He wasn't even dead, like really dead that long when he was trying to get with Sarah, and all of a sudden he loved her. It should have been dragged out a little longer. When maybe he had feelings for her and things like that happened. But them getting together so fast was just like.
I feel like that's a common complaint among fans that the Sarah and Eric pairing just was kind of forced.
Yes.
And it wasn't really organic.
Right.
So I see your point.
Well, no, because here's the thing.
yeah, the tongue popping.
We did see the progression.
Yeah.
Because when we found out Rex, was this womanizer, cheater, whatever, and then we saw this connection that Sarah and Eric had, we started rooting for that.
I was rooting for them.
And then with that, we saw the resistance because she still, even though I don't know why she did, have feelings for Rex and was trying to make it
that was dumb
work with
dumb.
Rex.
Dumb.
And then wait.
You know what I think ruined
something.
it? You know what I think ruined the momentum for Sarah and Eric is when she had sex with Xander.
Yeah.
That just totally sent
derailed everything.
Well, that
if that hadn't happened, maybe Sarah and Eric would have been a more organic.
I'll go with that.
That derailed everything, but also that's when Kracole came back on the canvas.
Right.
And then things got muddled.
Right.
But then when she was like, "You killed my baby, I don't want nothing to do with you," then it was just kind of like, oh. And then it gravitated. But then now the real Nicole is back. So there's all these level of emotions that he's and her are going through.
Yeah.
That like when it was like, I don't want you, Rex now knows the truth. Now finally all these urges that we have been fighting for so long, now we can. So that's why it seems so fast. And then now that it's so fast, now the real Nicole's back, and now we're just like,
right. And then doing the dumb thing with pregnancy. Really, in 2019, another pregnancy.
I know.
And she even said,
I was so bummed.
And she even said to Xander, I used to raise protection. I don't know how we use protection. So I'm like, really? But another pregnancy thing? I mean, like,
the storyline's so tired.
It's very, it's an old trope that they run all the time with. And I feel bad for women. Like, oh, you just get pregnant? You guys just get pregnant all the time and you have sex? I mean, come on. It's like, come on, we could do better than that.
Yes, agreed.
Because I love Xander and Sarah together. I'm a big fan of them.
Yeah.
And to me, they're actually doing it right. They're kind of taking it chunks at a time. And I agree with you guys on this side of the table. I want the edge for Xander to have. I feel like he's losing it too. I feel like he's losing it.
But it's never going to be gone.
Hope it's not.
That's why I'm not worried about it.
I
like the softer side because I know the edge is there.
Well, so I look at Ben.
Right.
His edge is still there.
Yeah.
But he's hot with Sierra. And he loves Sierra. His singular focus is he wants to be with Sierra. I feel it with Robert Scott Wilson's performance, the writing. I feel like with Paul Telfer, who's electric in every scene he's in. I just feel like don't lose. He's getting a little wussy. Don't lose. Don't make him too soft.
It's not that though. What it is that Ben has had opportunities to show that he's changed, and Ben has had opportunities to be the hero.
That's true.
Xander doesn't have that.
No, he's walking a fine line.
Yeah,
that's true.
So Xander then has to literally go and do a 180 and really like show like I am a good guy
for Maggie and for Sarah.
Yes.
Like he's got to show.
Because unless Sarah falls down a flight of stairs or something and he can scoop up and be a hero, then like You know, right now they're looking at him still as like, you were a part of this whole Cole thing, and you knew everything, and no one's being like, oh, it's okay, like we understand, you fixed everything. No, he's having to like really like.
That's why
I don't know what this is.
There's really nobody on his side, is there?
And that's why he's playing it really quiet with Sarah and the pregnancy. That's why he had that moment flashback, because he knows he's on this fine line, and he's just playing it very smooth, because one step can this is a huge thing, and he does not want to be a big part of this. He wants to be able to pick up the pieces, because he knows Sarah's going to get hurt.
I know, pick up the pieces.
Is that another 90s song?
That's a 70s song.
I was say that.
You wouldn't even have thought anybody's eye by then. It was like, I was a kid back then. It was a number 1 song.
Is that another oldie?
It's an oldie but goodie.
Oldie but goodie.
And just speaking of oldie but goodie, Maggie.
That was not a good transition.
Maggie finding out that Xander tried to kill Ben.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah. He had it covered because he got caught in that moment.
I was thinking of Victor when I said it.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
He got
Ain't what you said.
He had to, because he was like, oh crap, how am I going to get out of this now? Because Maggie even caught him saying, that's not what you were really going to say, was it?
He almost slipped twice about the pregnancy thing. And I'm like, okay, not a third time, please.
All right, now that we
exhausted that.
Yes, we definitely exhausted that. Let's move on to some other people.
3-hour show today, folks.
What happened? What happened to Dr. Shah? I didn't even recognize him. I didn't even know who he was.
I know, I was like, what?
We haven't got there yet, have we?
We're getting there right now.
We're here. Oh, okay.
I had to rewind it, because at first I was like, oh, I didn't know who it was. I was like, who's this person? And then I was like, that's Dr. Shah. So I rewinded it and I paused it, and I was like, huh.
It's just we try to embrace recasts and everything, but this one was just like too different.
Yeah, I'm friends with the other guy who played Dr. Shah, and so yes, they look nothing alike.
No.
And it's a big age difference gap going on there. I was like, I felt bad for my friend. I was like, I mean, they're both good-looking guys, whatever. But I was just like,
but why?
It's very different features and everything. My friend is very different.
Okay, so Ryan showed.
Yes.
This is the this week's Dr. Shah.
Yes.
Can you show the other Dr. Shah?
His name is Andre Kabazi. It's Khab.
From Y&R back in the 90s.
That's the original one.
Henry's father.
Go back one more page, Ryan.
This is Henry's father.
This is Henry Sr.
Well, I
don't get it.
I was confused, because I was just like, do we really need to recast everybody on this show?
I know, it seems pointless. It seems pointless now.
Because we just had Vivian, the character of Vivian is a new recast, so we're trying to get acclimated to her. And then when Dr. Shah came around, I was just kind of like, so why did we recast?
There he is.
That's the
very good looking man.
It's like why did we recast this doctor? Like
he's a stud.
This was only like, how many times has Dr. Shah been in? Like 2 times over like the past couple of years, and then like you decided like he couldn't.
I guess getting dumped twice does age. I guess I was
just so confused. Like, kudos to booking, but it's kind of like, where him at?
Yeah.
Wait, so you're friends with him, James? Mm-hmm. What is he like?
Very great guy, super spiritual, super nice. Him and his wife are really great. He has he's in
She's like, never mind.
I'm just kidding.
Yeah, he has sons. They're all into martial arts and stuff.
Really?
His sons are really good looking, and they're all. He's a very very nice guy. Very very nice guy. Very soulful guy. Very nice guy.
Well, we wish him the best of luck.
Yeah, he's doing okay.
But I just don't. I don't get it. I don't understand the.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. But I love the fact that the character herself gave Jennifer some. Because again, Jennifer's goody two shoes kind of thing, but she's not the goody two shoes either, because she kept dropping him for other people, like
Eric,
and
then Jack.
and Jack. I mean,
why is Dr. Shah even part of the story?
I don't know. Well,
why did they even bring him in?
We're gonna find out.
There's something a brewing.
Maybe he's the one that destroyed the serum.
Well, see, and that's what
I thought that too.
I thought Eve was too obvious of a suspect.
So we'll find out. I'm sure we're gonna find out.
Oh, so now Dr. Shah's a psycho?
I guess we got dumped a couple times.
Well,
okay.
Changes a man. Clearly.
Actually, I'm glad you brought that up, Tammy, because when he came in and he seemed really upset about the fact that they were using his lab, I was like, they about to go down the Aiden roll.
Yes.
They about to make this nice man who we feel for, because he's gotten his heart broken twice by Jennifer. They gonna make him cry. And it's like, don't make him cry. Don't make him evil. Like, don't replace him. Like, was he not available that day? Like,
well, to your point, maybe if they're going that route,
I want my original Dr. Shah back.
Hello, if they're going for that route, maybe they needed an actor that was less likable.
Oh, maybe.
If they're going that route, maybe that's why.
But did they not give him a chance?
That I don't know.
Oh,
There are things I can't say.
I'm just so. Should we call him?
It was just very.
Yeah,
The whole thing was just very puzzling.
I'm all okay. 1 second.
Be puzzling.
No, I
You're so stupid.
But
No, but I think this recast just baffled everybody.
Yeah,
just because it would be like. It would honestly be like if they recasted Rolf. Because he's not seen so often, and it's kind of like, well, what happened to the original? Like, is he not available anymore? Is he not doing acting no more? Like, and then it's the question of, okay, well then if the original person isn't available to come back, is the character necessary?
Right? Yeah. Is it necessary to bring the character?
You know what I mean? So it's just kind of like. Don't do that to Dr. Shah. Don't do that to that Andre man.
Well, I guess the writers felt it was necessary to bring the character back for some reason. It's gonna happen.
Somebody in the chat said, I read that the actor just was not available and they had to recast. I don't know, but you ain't like he don't know no other show. I mean, okay. I'm just gonna leave it alone. I'm just gonna
open arms, girl.
I'm not mad.
Your arms are folded. Your arms are out.
I just think it's funny how they recasted him. That's it. That's I just don't understand. Okay, whatever. So we're moving on. I'm a little distraught.
Rolf.
So Rolf eating his way through the left side of the menu.
That was hilarious. That was hilarious.
Dr. Rolf.
I was like, he needed a full meal plus some before he got to work on anything. I was
chowder
like,
and pot roast. That's a gut bomb. Like,
but I was like, after all that, you need a nap.
I can thank you.
I would be tired.
Yes.
Well, that's why I got the Nespresso.
Oh, a digestive. I need a digestive.
Jack and Jennifer scenes were cute.
Yes.
There was just some of that old back and forth between the two of them that was super cute.
Really liked them a lot this week.
She was saying something to him. She went over and she hugged him. She's like, "Oh my God, this is so great!" And she hugged him, and then he just looked so shell shocked. Like he didn't know what to do with her.
And she froze too. She's like, "Oh, I'm so sorry, so sorry." I thought they were going to kiss in that moment.
I do too.
I was like, "Huh."
That was cute.
So after they got Rolf good and full, he started working on the serum. The serum. And then what happened?
Well, then he's working on it. He was going to give Jack the injection.
Yeah, and then they were all happy.
I know.
And then they walked in and everything was destroyed.
Yeah.
Well, no, it got destroyed twice because Jennifer come busting up in there and he dropped the serum.
That's right.
And he was like, "Oh no, it's okay. I actually have another one right here." You know how Dr. Rolf felt. That was my impression.
Yes.
And then they came back and the whole lab was destroyed.
You don't think it's Eve? It's too obvious?
I think it's too obvious.
My first thought was Dr. Shah, and then when they cut to Eve, I was like, oh, maybe it's Eve.
Well, and the reason why is because suddenly Eve's lawsuit has gone through its whatever
course
and has run its course, and now the judge is making a decision decided in Jack's favor, which I like how they presented that to us because they were both on the phone.
Yeah,
and then Jennifer was like, well, how did it go? And then all we see is Eve just like
yes, that was good.
Destroy whatever in Doug's place, and we're like, okay, it did not go well for her.
Yes,
but that's all I got from that. My next question was, what happened? Was it a divorce?
No, she lost her job.
She was suing Jack for firing her. Yeah. And the judge decided in Jack's favor, so she didn't have a hope. But
that's why she went to see Outdoorians.
That was a waste of money, Eve, because like all the judge had to say was, "Show me your resume," and wasn't nothing been on there about being in any sort of law enforcement or even being a lawyer.
Lawyer.
Yes, exactly. It was a means for her next steps. That's what it was.
Yeah.
Yeah.
exposition.
It was it was a believable thing that Eve would do, though.
Yeah,
So
I agree.
it just seemed to wrap up really quickly, but it's fine. Now she's moving on.
Yeah, to something else. I don't know if we're there yet, but
While we're still on Dr. Rolf, can we
Yes.
take a moment? I don't know if they were foreshadowing something or just reminding us of what has happened in the past with Dr. Rolf, but when Rolf saw Hope, there was a they made they had a focus on that moment.
Something.
There's a foreshadowing.
No, because
he
okay,
knows
here's the thing.
something.
I hated that Princess Gina storyline. It was like one of my least favorite storylines,
Okay.
and so if they're going down that road and gonna freaking bring Princess Gina back, I'm out.
That's actually when I first got
I lie, I'm
into
still gonna
Days.
watch, but I talk a big game. I'm still gonna watch everything.
Yeah.
But I just I had a moment, and I'm just like,
Oh, yes,
oh,
for sure.
please do something different with Hope other than Princess Gina.
When he came in, first of all, he said Hope, and then bowed, and I was like, "What you bowing for?" And then he
She's
was
a
like,
princess.
"It's been so long since I've seen you." And then Hope's looking at him like, "Do we know each other?"
Like, who-
and
what
then
are
I
you
thought
doing?
about it too. I was like, did Hope ever interact with Dr. Rolf?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
she did.
Mhm.
Oh, that's right, because
When
at
she
one
was-
point, Hope was Princess Gina. But
Yeah.
then there was the real Princess Gina, but
Greta's
the
mother.
Princess Gina was old.
Yeah.
I remember they were in France. They were up in the
That gray wig.
castle
Yes.
with Stefano. That's
Yes.
actually when
Yeah.
I started getting into Days, when I first started watching
Yes.
it. Yeah, they were up in the castle, and I remember that's when Eric, John, they were all the castle started on fire, and then they had to try to get in there. Oh, Bo was in there too. Yes, I remember that. Yeah, and then Sean was there. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because that's we had Greta, who was a princess.
I remember Greta.
Austin and
Swamp
Greta.
Girl.
I remember
Ah,
Austin,
yes.
Swamp Girl. Yeah. I remember all that.
Yeah.
I like Greta too.
Greta and
Fortunately,
Eric
remember.
were cute. I was rooting
Oh
for
yes,
them.
Greta and Eric. Yep.
But yeah, there's a foreshadowing of something coming up.
Dang it.
There is.
Thanks, James.
Yeah.
Ruined
Some
my
of
day.
our digest.
Ruined my day.
Some
You
of our
know-
digest. I was reading it today, so there you go.
Oh, it's in
Listen.
digest.
Yes.
Oh.
The fall preview.
You know me.
Open arms. So yeah.
And then that was it with them, right? There was a cute moment with JJ and
I like that they
JJ
had
Rolf and Jack.
That was fun.
That was cute.
I liked the moment where he was just kind of like explaining like who this person, like he apologized to Rolf first of all, and then just kind of saying like, you know, this person isn't the person that I know, and it's important for us to get this serum back. And Jack is just kind of sitting there,
Just
deer in headlights.
And then he's like, I just want my dad back. That line.
That was sweet.
The way JJ
Those two have
delivered
always
it.
had their scenes together are just always
I agree.
very engaging, and they play off each other very well.
Very I agree. Totally agree.
And Casey Moss looked like a snack.
Oh, he's hot.
That black shirt with the black
He's
hair.
hot. I've always thought he was hot. Just all the time, all day, every day.
Those eyes, I'm telling you.
And the eyes, yeah.
I'm all about Casey.
Yeah.
Moss. All about
You know,
I'm in a mood today.
Okay.
what kind of mood is that?
Okay.
It's too
You know,
hot for.
I'm in a,
too hot for
I'm in
all
a
that.
Kristen mood. Drink me!
Drink me.
It's too hot for all that.
No, it's just right for all that.
It's just right for it.
Oh my God.
Well, listen, Michael Mattos, on your way home, you stop by Macy's because I'm pretty sure they still have a Labor Day sale, and get yourself some Wrangler tight jeans and make it work.
It'll be my goal. I'll buy a size down, and that'll be my mission for October to fit in them.
Oh my
fit
goodness,
into them.
so funny.
Good luck, girl.
Yep, thanks. Probably
All
not
right.
gonna happen, but you know,
So,
high hopes.
We all got high hopes. Next up, we got Vivian, Kate, Stefan, and Gabby, and everybody else involved. Okay, first of all, let me just throw this out there. I always feel like there's a season of tea spillers or tea collectors.
Tea collectors. That's right.
I feel like since Chloe is now in New York,
Yes.
Will and Sunny have kind of taken
Yes.
over that role. Like, I feel like
They're
they're
so funny.
They're
I
just
love them.
ba-doop-a-doop-a-dooping around Salem. Like, not to say that they don't have a point or purpose, but they don't
A
have a
story,
point or
per se.
purpose or a
Right.
story. And it's like they kind of pop in and go, "Who's at the door?" Vivian. And then it's like collect tea, and then like maybe spill a dab of tea, but then go over somewhere else and collect tea. And then maybe
Can I make a comment about people's reactions now when someone who's supposed to be dead just appears? Like, the reactions are getting less and less shocked.
Yeah.
And I think that's on purpose, because Will was like, "Aren't you dead?" And that was his and they're like,
Yeah.
"Oh, no, okay."
Well, Sage reaction was a little more like, oh my god, but yeah, right, Rose was like, okay. He came up from the dead too. She kept saying, "You know how it is." He's like, "Well, you know how it is." I can laugh. I can stop laughing. You know how it is.
They make references all the
time. You were dead too. You were dead too. You were dead, and you were dead.
This is Salem, after all.
Right.
Yeah,
they were all in a townhouse together.
They were right.
Yeah.
You were dead, and you were dead, and you were dead.
You get elected. You get elected.
Exactly. But I thought it was hilarious when Veer kept saying, "Well, you know how it is, Will." It's like, oh yeah, he does.
You know what? So this is just for me.
Yes.
If Days ever did this, I now just want to. If they kill off a character for any reason, I want to see the funeral, and I want everyone questioning whether that person is really dead. I want the open casket. I want them poking. I want them like checking breaths. I want I want them looking around for somebody who's like in big glasses and this like holding a needle. Like I just want just for me.
We'll add it to the dual app.
Yeah.
Yes. Exactly.
I have something about the dual app. Okay.
So Vivian buried Kate alive, shot her,
Oh
buried
my
her alive.
gosh.
Kate clawed her way.
She sure did. You go, girl.
Within an episode, I was like, "This is quick."
And man, when Kate stumbles out of the elevator, oh my gosh, she looks so bad. The blood, that looked real.
And all they said was like, "Oh, Eli got a report of someone stumbling bloody through Salem."
I know.
I'm like, she made it from the cemetery. Is the cemetery like right next to the hospital,
I don't know.
or like nobody helped her?
It's obviously close by, but let me tell you,
Clearly.
Salem must be a real small town because whatever street or whatever she was on, nobody carried her in. She walked her in, and then had the nerve to get on the elevator.
Oh, yes, she did.
Like she looked at the stairs and thought, "Not gonna make it," and then like got on the elevator. But when she like finally collapsed, I thought to myself, only Lauren Koslow could be covered in dirt, in like black smudge, with dirty nails and everything like that, but still lay on that ground like I am still serving
fabulous.
And the line of the week is, "I was shot, not down."
Oh, I love that.
Yes, I put that.
I love that.
Still a bitch.
Are you?
Still
What is
bitch.
it?
It's priceless.
On her deathbed,
That
she
was
still
buried, but make
has
it
that.
Yes.
But then this whole time, Kayla's like, tell us what happened. Tell us who it was. Okay, well, I'm going to go check the lab. I'll be right back. Oh, no, I'm going to go prep the OR. I'll be right back. Vivian.
I know.
So you would wait till now to say
that
Vivian?
Yeah.
I almost wish that you would have heard Kayla come back and go, "What'd you say?
What'd you say?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?
What was that?"
Yeah, that's exactly.
What's that now?
Okay, so I wasn't here last week.
Yes.
I'm almost nervous to ask this question because I know that there are mixed reviews.
Very.
Yes.
Robin as Vivian. Have we settled in? Are we still questioning? Are we just fans with open arms? How are we at this moment?
I have accepted her as Vivian.
Okay.
Do I miss Louis? Do I think it's different than Louis Sorel? Yes, but do I think it's bad, or am I too like, oh, that can't be Vivian? No. Am I Mark J. Freeman about it? No. I'm just like, okay, this is Vivian now. She's not terrible. I mean, she's not terrible. She's
very different.
What I did not like is the One Life to Live reference. I mean, we don't need that. Can we please?
Actually, I did love it. Actually, I did love that part.
I don't like it when they bring reality into it.
Yes.
I don't like. I didn't like it when Brady and Rex had that. Rex, Brady. I'm like, no, just let them be Let them be
No,
different
fans
characters.
want that. The fans want that.
Whatever.
I love
I'm like, okay, fine. I don't like it.
It's just one of those moments. It's like that flick of the hat moment, like, ha ha ha, y'all. You know, like it's like we
The
get
homage.
it. Yeah.
I loved it.
Chelsea.
I've accepted it. At first, it kind of took me a little bit, but seeing her this week, I liked it.
Okay.
I don't really have. I'm not complaining about it.
I wonder if for me it was just the different wig. Like the non-curly wig.
That's
when she had like the straight wig. I was like, oh, that's Vivian.
Yeah, I was like,
maybe that was it.
I thought that too. I was like, oh, okay, they figured out her hair. Got it.
Yeah.
They figured out hair. Okay, got it. Tammy Govea.
The first week she was on, her first couple of weeks, she was so quirky. which was so different,
Mm-hmm.
but I thought it was fun. I liked this week because she seemed more Vivian.
Mm-hmm. She's kind of settled into the devious.
She's just a little less quirky, a little more devious,
She's still,
more Vivian.
Still has her flask too.
So Robin, I've been a fan of hers forever. So while it's not Louis Sorel, who will always be Vivian, I'm enjoying Robin.
James, ever so lot, never too much.
Tell us how you
Junior.
feel, James.
Shady Sunday. Well, thank you. Well, when I was a young boy, watching One Life to Live. No, thank you, Ryan. I like that, Ryan. I actually like that. No, okay, so in all seriousness, people know my history with the actress. So it's not the greatest, but I don't care for portrayal as Vivian. I just don't. I can handle recast. That's not a problem. I've watched soaps for 100 years, so I know that recasts happen.
He is 100.
And also, I just realized from my extensive experience and library of knowledge of soaps that I just think that her portrayal is too different than the character itself. I know for sure you're not going to copy the former actress. But Vivian just wasn't the way. I feel like she's a little too flirty, to me she's too Dorian. Too Dorian Lord from Life to Live to me. Mm-hmm. I'm sorry. Mm-hmm. Her manner, when she spoke the French and all that stuff, it's just too, Vivian never really did that.
Mm-hmm. Vivian did the French thing every
a little bit. But that was very, if you watch Life to Live, you guys know what I'm talking about. It was very Dorian Lord.
Yeah.
Okay.
And that's kind of what she kind of is when she talks to her son Stefan, and it's very like, it's Dorian to me. And I was like, you could do better than that. But I just think that it's I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan of portrayal. So it's hard for me to kind of accept her. But that's the one thing I did like was the Once in a Life reference. I actually kind of like that. Because for a lot of us, Once Lives off the air, it gave us a little moment. And her and Cassie DePiper, who I love, of course, they're friends in real life.
Yeah.
So they're friends in real life, so they kind of had to do. And actually, the thought of even Vivian pairing up, the characters pairing up, is intriguing.
Mm-hmm.
I love the scene with the two of them. That was fun to watch.
It was fun to watch.
Here's my take. Y'all know me, I'm a fan with open arms. As I was watching her, my first thought was, okay, define Vivian. Like, how is Vivian? And I describe Vivian as this bougie, kooky character who kind of lives in her own bubble. Whereas, like, it's like she has her way of portraying herself, and then there's the way that people actually, like, perceive her. Mm-hmm. Where she thinks she might be this, like, grande dame, like, powerful woman. Other people look at her and go, you're a little kooky. You know what I mean? But like a little kooky. Not like a lot kooky, but just a little kooky. I feel like now, the way that she's being portrayed, there's more kookiness and less of the, like, classy-esque of Vivian.
And I thought this week there was more of the classy-esque.
It's now kind of coming. It's kind of meeting in the middle again. But I also felt like I caught myself hearing a line and then going, oh, I wonder how Louis Sorel would do this. You know what I mean? And not to compare, because I'm accepting her as Vivian, because I mean it's already shot in film, whatever. Yeah. And I'm not gonna ruin the fun moments to come because of that. Because of a new Vivian, but it's just one of those moments of, like, I think as long as the recast, because it's already hard going in, can capture the essence of that character, instead of trying to come in and go, I'm just gonna do me. It's kind of hard to, like, it's like you have to do you, but you have to make sure you bring a little baggage of someone else.
When we were talking to Eileen, how Stacey made it her own, but still carried the essence of Kristen Demera.
Yeah.
Because for a long time, every word that Stacey said, I heard Eileen Davidson.
Mm-hmm.
How would she have said it? What would Eileen's body language? It took a really long time for me to just embrace this new recast.
Well, I mean, Robin Strasser is a daytime legend. I mean, she was on Another World, she was on Life to Live. I mean, she's been around for a long time. and she can act. I mean that's not even under question or anything. But I just said, just for me, I'm just not caring for the portrayal of the character, and it's not. It's the writing. They're writing it differently. So it's not me. It's not all on her. I mean, it's also the writing and stuff. So I'm just really curious. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm going to watch obviously and see what happens. Like I said, but maybe because I know her and Cassie have worked together for years, I was intrigued by that pairing. I was kind of like, those two together would be really interesting, kind of. And I actually kind of liked her when I really liked her in the whole Jack thing. It was kind of her and Jack, and then Rolf. I kind of like that all that kind of that mixture a little bit. It's like I can see because I've seen those actors work together before, so it's kind of like I don't know, I can see a little bit there. But
how did Eve slip in the Dorian reference again?
She said that picture. You must have a picture of like Dorian Gray.
Oh.
You must have a picture in the attic that's Dorian. Stop it.
Got it.
Yeah.
I know about that already. Dorian Gray. So
yes,
the picture
yes.
of Dorian Gray. That was all little Dorian. I was waiting for that too when she said your name starts with a B.
Yes.
That's Blair. For those who know Blair, I know he was like, but for me, I know the fans would want to hear. They want to hear that. They would want, and Ron wrote for them, obviously, back on Life to Live. So he's going to do that reference. Clearly.
All right. Well, anyway, I like now back to the show. Gabby and Stefan, I feel like are kind of losing their
steam.
Just because of the return of Vivian, and now it's kind of like Gabby's team Kate and Stefan is team Vivian, and when Eli came over and started questioning about Kate's being shot and knowing that Vivian was alive and everything like that, Stefan was still very protective. Gabby was like, she upstairs. And in that moment I was like, they're not on the same page. But then I thought to myself, no, she was kind of like, listen, you got to protect you because they in here and they trying to get you. So you don't have time for that. She crazy. She nutty. She done started this mess. You don't need to be involved. She upstairs. Go get her.
I get it. No, I get it. I get where Gabby. I see. And Gabby. I love the scene was a couple of weeks ago that Gabby and Kate had, and in the mansion, she was like telling her, I'm in charge. She's like, I'm in charge. And she's like, I'm sorry, Gabby. Like, just let's, we work together. They were. I mean, she was like a mentor to Gabby. I mean, she really, when the whole Nick thing happened, I mean, they were all part of this thing that they have. That I like the fact they kind of went back to that again. So it makes sense that Gabby would be like, I want to protect it. Kate got shot. I don't want Kate getting shot. I don't want that happening.
She flat out told Stefan, your mother's a lunatic.
Yeah, hello. Hello.
And I'm your wife, so who are you going to side with here? I was like, ooh.
Now, can we say...
Nobody wants that discussion.
I love her outfits.
You going to choose your mom or me?
I love Gabby's outfits. The pantsuits and things, these cute little outfits. She's like the bomb. I mean, I've been loving them. Anyway, no side note. Anyway.
I think that was really good. I think Gabby stepped into that wife role perfectly. She loves him, and she's like, kind of what you mentioned, don't get yourself involved in this situation because you just got out of being framed for murder. Why are you putting yourself back into it?
Let your mommy take care of herself.
Yes.
Yeah. Because she
can.
She ain't been in Salem 24 hours and already done shot somebody.
Yeah.
Right.
What
in
is
broad
going
daylight.
On?
Right.
Yeah.
Belinda.
James, do you know the D. Kramer reference of her name tag?
Yes. Another character on One Life to Live. They were the Kramers. It was the Kramer girls.
So Dorian Kramer?
Yeah, Dorian Kramer. That was her maiden name. She was Dorian Lord for most of the show.
Yeah.
She married to Lord. But it was the Kramer girls. Belinda Kramer, that was her sister, and they were all Blair Kramer at one point where they all got married.
So wait, Belinda's a character on One Life to Live too. That's why she named the gun Belinda?
I think so, yeah.
Great. Okay.
Well, it was close. It was Melinda.
Melinda.
Was her, but she needed Belinda. I think it was a play on that because Melinda was her sister on the show. Well, remember, Ron wrote the show. Ron wrote that one.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. I get it.
I get it. Yeah. That's it. So, yes. Yes. So that's the Kramer reference.
Well, I'm still loving Eli as,
Commissioner.
I love him as commissioner.
The commissioner.
I like it.
Rafe kind of floated in and out. It's like,
nothing with him.
yeah.
Well, he didn't believe Gabby. Oh, he didn't believe Gabby about leaving Julie.
Okay.
And Gabby really feels bad.
She does.
About that. Like, she even came with a very nice bouquet of flowers, and Sarah was
I
like,
could have told her to save the money.
Yeah, I know.
That bouquet of flowers is not going to do anything.
No.
But is she sorry?
Yeah.
You don't want to come to the hospital empty-handed.
But Sierra gave her the once over though.
And
But then she retracted.
Sierra?
She retracted.
Yeah.
Sierra.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm sorry.
But I'm saying she
made good.
Yeah. Sierra was upset. She had to get out what she needed to say, and then she held back, saying, you know what? You're trying to make amends. okay. But even Gabby too said, you know what? I know these flowers won't mean that much coming from me, but go ahead and put them in your grandmother's room anyways. So I think that's the part where she's trying to be.
They ended on a
better.
good note.
They did.
Yeah.
I think so. All right, was that it for that storyline?
Yeah.
Perfect.
I reckon so.
Let's go into a little bit of news. So Michael Mattos.
Yes. Yeah.
TV news.
Not that news.
Not that news, but okay. We just wanted to say thank you all, our viewers, our listeners.
Okay.
For making us.
That was that. You said news. You said news. You said news.
Ryan, we're sorry.
It's okay.
We love you with all of our heart.
I love you.
Yes.
And if we haven't said it enough, thank you so much for this amazing new studio we
This
have.
room.
Thank you.
You didn't veto this room.
Aww.
When I was a young boy in Inglewood.
I only have eyes. Okay, sorry, Michael Mattos.
It's fine.
It's
We just wanted to thank all of you out there for making us the ESPN of TV talk.
I thought you said I wanted to thank Olivia Rose Keegan. I'm sorry. Take two.
All right.
Yes, we're the ESPN of TV talk here. Very profesh. For us to continue to grow, we need your help. If you're on the YouTube right now, hit the thumbs up button and subscribe. And if you're listening to us on iTunes, please give us a 5-star rating and make a comment. Let us know what you think. But no matter where you are, leave us a comment so you can get involved with the conversation. Being a part of AfterBuzz TV has meant so much to us, and we truly appreciate you supporting us and doing what we love. And don't forget to tell your friends, share the links, and keep enjoying our show.
Yay!
This announcement brought to you by the kind folks here at AfterBuzz TV. All right, so let's get into some tidbits.
Man.
Julie, Doug, and Hope, and everybody else.
I felt so bad
Heavy.
for Doug.
Me too.
Like, just be
Poor
honest with
Doug.
him. Come on, guys. And the flashbacks.
I was surprised by that. Like, why are they telling
my
us?
God.
The
Flashbacks
flashback was really good.
Killed
That was
me.
good.
A montage.
But here's the deal. I was like, that's right. Hope and Eli are related.
Mm-hmm.
They never act like it. They
They're
never
cousins?
ever. Well, no, actually, but it's a whole big thing. Look,
Well, yeah, I know,
everything.
'cause
But he's actually her great nephew.
Okay.
No, I never would have made that connection.
Yeah, because Julie's son David was her brother. Was her nephew.
So are they blood related?
Yep, they're blood related.
Well, that's what I mean. When you start getting into,
But it's just kind of funny. But they say they're kind of this. But if you're going to do this on these soaps, you got to make sure the fans know they're talking about it.
true. However, when you start getting into great nephew, like it's
I
like.
have some of those though. It's
First
just
cousin,
crazy.
second
Listen,
removed.
I'm pretty sure I do too. However, I only know
Pretty
like
sure.
immediate people. And my family and I have this conversation all the time. They'll mention somebody and they're like, yeah, that's your cousin.
But Hope and Eli work together all the time. They're all together. They never act like they're related.
Oh, okay.
That's what
Yeah,
everybody
that's
does.
true.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
they finally acted like they were related. I mean, like it's his grandmother, her sister. They actually hugged. I was
Yeah.
like, they never did. I mean, they never.
They had to be professional at the workplace,
Yeah.
and they can show nepotism.
Nepotism.
Do we think Julie's gonna die?
No.
No.
No,
No.
we had this big discussion last week.
You weren't here, bitch. So they were like, they had discussion, but they talked about it on camera.
The consensus was they cannot kill off Julie.
Wasn't here and didn't watch.
Okay. It's like, okay.
I watched the beginning to see if they mentioned me. They didn't. I just cut it off.
We missed you. I even asked the first thing. I said, "Where's Tony
Oh,
at?"
that was off camera. On camera. And nobody addressed it. Okay, I'm sorry. Go back to what did y'all think?
She won't die.
They can't kill Julie off.
No.
Well, we had some weird predictions where we're thinking even Dr. Ralph, because he's now back in Salem, could do something with the heart.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So that's what what we'd say was it's gonna be a dark day at Dishin Days. Is how
Something happens to Julie. Yeah, it's not going to be good.
it's not gonna be good.
No.
I don't know how they're going to fix it.
Neither.
I'm just going to assume they
I'm
are,
curious
but I
about
don't
this
know
one.
how.
Yeah, me too.
I can't predict it.
Me neither.
I mean, I
Either
read
way.
things, but it's like, I don't know.
You never know what you
I don't
read
get
in
it.
real life.
Yeah,
know.
I don't, because I started getting worried because when they did the montage, I was like,
Yeah, that's almost like,
Yeah.
That's when they're pulling the plug after that.
Yeah.
and then I was like, y'all are so cute together.
Yeah.
They were one of the
Big-
first super couples
Yeah.
of daytime.
Yeah.
Like, they were on the cover of Time magazine. They were in The Close Encounters of the Third Kind. They were one of the few couples that transcended actual daytime.
I sometimes feel like the
Luke
character of Julie doesn't get the credit
I agree.
that the character deserves because she, aside from Alice and Tom, she is like the heart of the show.
Yeah, and longest running character. on the
Well,
show.
and the way they're writing her now doesn't really speak to that. They're writing her as this like kooky, forgive me, kooky old lady.
Yeah.
And I think that they need to write her a little more seriously. Like
Matriarchal.
when she was like her and Camila, like when they have scenes together, that's when I like Julie, when she's feisty. Like I like that part. But when they're like the silly stuff, I think they need to just write the character a little more seriously.
I agree with that. Okay. But let's give kudos to Bill Hayes.
Bill Hayes,
Oh, yeah.
So good.
When Julie and when they first started back on Days, it was really Julie heavy. The storylines are really Julie heavy, and Doug never really said a lot. And I was getting concerned for Bill Hayes. Is like, is it a health thing? You know, is that's why they're not giving him a lot of story? Yeah. But this past few months, you know, he's been a lot more involved. It's been great.
Yes, Tony.
John Del Rey said they need Dr. Jonas. He massages his heart back to life.
That's right.
Oh,
that's right.
That's right.
Thank you.
That's right. Look at him. He's dead.
Or so they say.
Right.
Oh nope, not gonna. Oh, no, that's a giveaway. Okay. Okay, so they trying to figure it out with Julie.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
She's like, they almost lost a lot of people. They almost lost Julie. They had to do the clear thing.
Kate,
for Kate,
And they had to do that for Kate.
So there's a parallel running with Kate and Julie.
Yeah. Somebody need to go through that hospital and bless it. There needs some sage or something. All
Do we have a priest in Salem? We don't have a resident priest.
Not anymore.
Not
no more. Where's Father Thomas?
Yeah, Father Thomas. He was the one.
Where him at? Probably getting a recast.
Exactly. That's good.
You know, we gonna move on, but I just like, you know, again, I'm open to recast, but why Dr. Shah though?
It's just, I'm hoping that something happens and we're like, oh, this is why. But as of now, there's no.
But I still feel like I don't like.
If Andre was Andre?
Yeah,
if he was available. I don't
feel like there's anything that's going to come up about this storyline that's going to make me go, oh, that's why they chose him.
I don't think so either.
It's still going to be like Andre, if you're watching, tweet us, messages, let us know what happened. Did you have an audition that day? Did you like what happened? Where you at? Hopefully you didn't give up acting because you were great.
Yeah.
All right, Ben, Sierra, and Victor. Oh, that whole thing. First of all, that came out of nowhere for me.
It was even mentioned on the show. What character? A character mentioned why?
Where did this come from?
Yeah, where did this come from? I can't remember who it was.
Why is Victor so obsessed with
Maggie?
Yes.
Maggie said it to Xander because Xander blabbed that Victor tried to kill Ben. It's like Victor tried to kill Ben. Yes. I was like, okay.
Yes.
No honor among thieves. I guess.
No, exactly right. Exactly.
But and so now Sierra accepted the job offer though.
Yeah.
I'm happy.
Well, but on one condition though. She ain't got to break up with Ben.
Right.
But she made it clear that that's not going to be the case, and if that is the case, then she's not accepting the position.
Right.
So.
But I like that. Hold on. Side note. Dylan Matthews in the chat said, Father Thomas will now be played by the original Dr. Shah.
That would be funny. All of a sudden, his actor comes in, he's like, Dr. Thomas.
But I like that moment where she was like, you know what? I actually feel like.
Real quick, I just want to let you all know there is some construction going on outside. So if you hear a banging, that's what that is. I just wanted to let you know.
Thank you, sir.
You got it.
Thanks, Ryan.
You're welcome.
Some banging going on outside.
I know. Excuse me, guys. I gotta go.
I like that how she was saying how she felt like honored and appreciated the fact that they offered this job to her because she really did want to be a part of the business.
And she said she's been trying to figure out for so long what she's wanted to do
because
with her
being
life.
a barista didn't work out for her.
She said that too.
Customer service was not her forte.
No. And she was like, it's very male dominated.
Yes.
They need some women in it.
Yes.
And then suddenly in that moment, I pictured Sierra in like a Kate-esque like outfit, and I thought to myself, yeah, I could see that.
Yeah.
But I feel like she would be a Kate, but not as like devious as Kate.
Right.
She would be like a Chad running Demera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like good of the company,
with the
but
heart.
not like killing people.
Yeah.
I think it's great. A female teriyakis, good.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
That was funny.
What?
I think that's.
You were like something but not killing people.
Yeah.
I was like,
Yes. Yes.
And again, I'm so impressed with Sin, with Ben to even take a step back because he could see this job means a lot to you, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And how she described Victor, he's just a teddy bear. He's like, okay.
Because he was going to tell her.
Yeah,
he's
and
like,
then he changed his mind.
here's what Grandpa did to me today.
And then when he saw how much she wanted this job, that's how much he loves her. That he's willing to keep his mouth shut in order for her to be happy.
You think that's going to come back to bite him in the butt?
I don't know, but he did make it very clear to Brady by saying, I'm not going to forget, so you better not come between us.
Yeah.
Because it's a secret. This is like the first secret between them.
So
this is, I'm uncomfortable with it, but at the same time I know
But it's
she wants to do this.
But it's for a greater good because
secrets for the greater good. It's all relative.
He doesn't want to ruin her perception of her grandfather.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
I totally get it.
Because imagine if
I can just see her coming back though. If this comes out, why didn't you tell me?
And he will be able to say, I didn't want to be someone that ruins the image of your grandfather for you. Because then imagine that resentment. You know what I mean?
it's like almost like a no-win. Like, what is
yeah,
he?
it's a catch-22.
Yeah,
It's a no-win.
It is.
You can win. I don't know what is up with me and songs today.
Oh no. But we're starting to see, because Sin for a while was just like perfect road a little bit. So now
we needed that down.
Yeah,
we're gonna get some conflict.
Now
Yeah.
we're getting some conflict in there.
And I love that confrontation between Ben and Brady.
Yeah.
No.
Really good.
Holding that over your head.
That's where Ben has his edge at.
Yes.
All right. Well, there was that. And then we already kind of talked about Vivian and Eve.
Yeah.
Eve wants a job at Demira, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And she thinks Vivian can help her.
And Vivian is looking back at her like, you ain't got no job. So
Right.
what's your credentials? What's your resume?
She's all, write that down on a piece of paper.
What's your resume?
And you know what? I think Victor's doing all of this because he's starting to be obsessive, talk about obsessive, about his family right now. Caroline passing away, he's looking at pictures of Beau. That's why he started to hyper-focus maybe on Sierra. And Xander called her Ciara. Did you hear that?
I did. I caught that.
I was laughing out loud. Like, oh my God, he called her Ciara.
That's hilarious.
Okay, so there you go.
All right. Well, that has been your week of days.
Your long-winded week of days.
Yeah.
That was a very heavy discussion. But now we're going to go into our segments, and we're going to start with mine, which is Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap!
All right, so listen. I'm pretty sure there's a lot of snap-worthy things. However, when you are someone like me and can really do anything just for a plate of food. You can go to Target for somebody, you can change someone's oil, or you can create a serum to make sure someone gets their memory back. All for Caroline Brady's world-famous clam chowder or a nice big old plate of pot roast. So my 3 Snaps Award goes to Dr. Rolf for eating his way to doing good for those in Salem. Dr. Rolf, you get Tony's official 3 Snaps Award.
Oh, snap!
And now it's time for
Designer Days. Fashion. Elegance. Designer Days.
You know, before you go into yours,
Yes.
I gave myself kudos for the designer day. I feel like that's the best one I ever made. I love that one.
What are you talking about?
The theme.
The intro, your intro.
Oh.
Like, I love it.
It just reminds me of my teenage years. It's when I hear the song and I think of somebody and it's like, oh,
Aw.
I love
Oh, you
it.
think
This
of
is a good memory.
I think of the video.
Oh yeah, the video, yeah. But it's a great song. It's a great music, and it fits it. Designer Days.
Any more kudos you want to give out? Are we good?
Want to keep kissing your own butt?
Are you or are you not currently coming for me?
I gotcha. Okay.
Ever since they started sitting next to each other, every now and then it's just like,
We're on this side of the table.
I know.
The problem is I rub off on her when she comes over here. She gets a little shadier on this side. It's a
Shady
little
Sunday.
shady wafers on this side.
Shady wafers.
Shady Sunday.
All right.
It's been a really good
And that has
couple
been-
of weeks. It's been a really good couple of weeks for the men in Salem. So we're going to give it to this poor man fighting temptation, and he's dressed gorgeous. I love these
Not
blue
fighting hard
blazers.
enough.
Me too.
Okay, Paul Telfer had a blue suit on
Yeah.
from last week, and now we got Eric
Yeah.
Martzoff in this gorgeous thing, and he looks cool and sexy.
He looks good.
Mr. Eric Martzoff, you get this week's
And now it's time for.
Okay.
What's that?
Who's?
Is that what?
Oh, I guess I don't get my
Oh,
segment.
I was like, what's that? That's good.
That is
Well, I
so
can,
my
I can,
bad.
I can tell you this: something's about to go down.
It's fine.
He's a Taurus.
Go ahead
Watch
with your caption now.
Oh, we doing my segment now?
I know.
Oh, do I
you
get my
hear it?
segment?
Listen.
Fabulous. Excellent. Thanks for allowing me, Ryan. I love it.
You know, before you get started on that segment,
Thank you. Thank you. Yes.
We done
Michael.
now?
Everybody does. Come on, Tony.
Okay.
Thank you.
This week's caption photo comes courtesy of Dr. Rolf and his buffet du jour with Jack and JJ just sitting there, arms folded. And this week's caption goes to Ty 9200 or Tyler Najir on Instagram with his caption that friends that eat slow even when you're already paying the bill. We all have one.
Oh, that's funny.
Like, oh no, I'm gonna have another glass of wine.
Yes.
Or no, I'm gonna have dessert, and you're just like,
That's good.
We're
we've
done.
been- yeah.
Yes, I know that one. I know that one. Yes.
And that has been this week's
Caption that.
long-awaited
Just-
caption.
Okay.
all right. It's now time for.
Hey, what? It's like, aww.
I didn't make that one.
Hey, I like it. Do you guys know when that song came out?
1992.
No, late 90s. Is it late 90s or 2000s?
No, it was in the 2000s.
Yeah, 2000s. I thought 2000s.
Anyways, this week's
Anywho's
moment goes to Mr. Paul Tefler, who plays Xander. And I just love it when there has to be no dialogue. It's just the actions. He comes in, he has a rose with ginger, and then he sees that Sarah's sleeping and he pulls up the blanket. Just super cute.
And covered her feet.
Yes! And all I have to say, Paul, is if I'm sick, will you please come and bring me roses?
Tuck you in.
Tuck me in.
Let me tell you, if it's Paul, I ain't got to be sick.
Me too. You tuck me in
I'm
anytime.
breathing.
You can tuck me in on any regular day.
You tuck me in anytime.
You can come on. You can bring the Nacho Libre mask if you want to. You just come on over. Come over to my house. My house will come on
Okay.
over.
Come over.
Come on
So
over.
that was my aw moment for the week. Ooh, hey, why? It's like, aww.
That's
And
gonna
now-
take some getting used to.
You're gonna have to get used to
I'm
it,
gonna have to
Tony.
get used to it. I'm gonna have to get.
Everybody's comfy today, so
I'm
I'm
gonna
all
have to
fun
get-
for you.
Listen, I'll.
You can handle it.
Oh, and then a shout out to Me World for his O's Shiz
He didn't have
moment
one
of the
this
week.
week.
You didn't have
He
Oh,
says, I quote, "There's no oh shiz moment
Really?
this
Oh.
week because this week was shiz."
Oh, okay.
A
Well,
quote from the chat room.
well,
Me
that
World.
was the moment.
That's
He
the moment.
thought the whole week was whole Shiz. So shout out to Me World.
Okay.
All right. Hey Ryan, now it's time for news and gossip.
If he plays that, oh hey. All right. There is still time to get your tickets to a fun weekend with Robert Scott Wilson and everyone's favorite fan event attendee, Eric Martzoff, in Montreal, Canada. Events include photo ops, a Q&A, a VIP dinner, and more.
Pretty that
The
is.
events will take place on October 19th, and the event proceeds benefit Cedars Can Support, which supports children and their children with cancer and their families. You can find more info by visiting eventbrite.ca and typing in Days of Our Lives.
And Montreal's beautiful. I love Montreal.
Mm-hmm. I heard it's a great event too.
Yeah. Well, it's a great city. Great city.
Yeah.
And then Starstruck Fan Events has announced the final lineup for their Jekyll in January event in Jekyll Island, Georgia. Matthew Ashford, Eric Martsolf, Paul Tefler, Melissa Reeves, Stacey Hayduke, and Lindsay Godfrey will be in attendance for all the fun. The events will take place the weekend of January 25th and the 26th.
Yeah.
In MOA Starstruck news, they have added an exciting addition to their rescheduled Myrtle Beach event in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. Wally Kurth, who plays... Justin Kiriakis. I almost said Ned.
He plays so many
But I was like, wait, that's the wrong show. I don't even watch General Hospital.
He does both.
Anyway, Wally Kurth will be joining the crew in Myrtle Beach, South Carolina, the weekend of February 22nd and 23rd. Complete info for this event, as well as their yesterday's event here in La La Land, can be found at starstruckfanevents.com or on the Twitter at StarstruckFans2. And another event taking place right here in LA with Freddie Smith and Alyssa Tabbitt, who we had on the show a few weeks ago. Everyone's favorite fan event attendee, Eric Martsolf, will be joining them for a breakfast in Studio City on September 28th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. Breakfast is included with the ticket. They will email you the restaurant location within 48 hours of purchasing your ticket. You can find more info at thepivotprinciple.shop.
And then lastly, we just want to wish Kate Mancy, who is celebrating her birthday today, happy birthday and have a wonderful year.
Happy birthday, Kate Mancy.
Happy birthday.
All right, and that has been your news and gossip.
And I just want to do a shout out because he's an AfterBuzz friend of the show, all our shows. Michelle Stafford was her birthday yesterday too.
Oh, happy birthday, Michelle.
My girl, I talked to her yesterday. It's her birthday.
Kids are so cute.
I love
best.
Phyllis, but I miss Nina.
Nina, me too.
Yeah.
But her kids are Natasha and Jameson are the best. They're the best.
All right, well, that's it, because we have had a very in-depth conversation about this week.
Well, we've had so many guests, so we kind of zip through the storylines, right?
You guys had a lot of
nice
guests.
Yes. This past month has, we've had a lot of people rolling through. Yeah, which is great. We thoroughly appreciate all the guests that have come in, and we hope that you guys have too. So
good.
It's been a great month, and special thank you over at Days PR for always setting it up and getting everyone here and getting them the information. We truly appreciate all your hard work. Thank you so much. We appreciate you guys.
Yes.
All right, that's our show. So, Michael Mattos.
Yeah.
Let the folks know where they can find you on the social media.
You can find me on the social media at MLMattis1 on Twitter and MLMattis on the Instagrams.
Yay!
And then you can find me on Instagram at Chelsea Overrocker and on Twitter at Chelsea Overrocker.
And you can find me on Twitter at Tammy Govea and Insta Tammy.Govea.
James Lott Jr., happy 4-year anniversary,
Happy
GH Report.
Yes. So in an hour, tune in while we'll be there. You can follow me where all James Lott Jr. is sold on social media platforms at James Lott Jr. everywhere.
And you can find all of us, Dishin Days on Facebook and Instagram, and _Dishin Days on the Twitter. And you can find little old me on all social media platforms at Lounging with Tony or my website, that's still working, loungingwithtony.com. Thank you guys so much for tuning in to our wonderful recap of NBC's Days of Our Lives. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.